I want. If I put only Krishna, he may not give what I want. If I put only Ram, he may not give what I want. But when I say to Krishna, hey, I'll worship that person, will you give or not? Oh, what? Don't worship me, but I'll give you. This is more or less the mentality. How many of you agree? Other persons will say, no, I disagree because my mother told me this. My father told me this. Or this is my family God. I never thought of whatever you said like this. But my family God, that's why I'm doing it. How many of you heard this statement or agree with this statement? Some hands rose in the sky, in the hand. But I have a question for that. I'm honest with you, your grandfather wore always dhoti, and your father wore pant, but he never wore jeans. And you are wearing jeans and your children are wearing torn jeans. But the pictures will not change. When it comes to worship, we will not change that. Your grandfather had shika, had a tilak also, he went to farming or whatever. That never, that changed. Today you don't wear tilak, today you don't have shika. Everything changed. But one thing that doesn't change in Hindu communities, the 20 pictures will stay. Or as the years roll by, new gods will come. The 20 would have become 30 by this time. Yes or no? During my parents' time, they are only 20. But now, the world has become global. So competition has increased. So I should have one more picture so that they'll give what I want. Let us be honest. How many of you agree with this concept? Prabhuji, what is your concept? You're not raising for anything. Can be frank, no problem. Yeah, okay. Honestly speaking, if you come to my home, back home in India, not me. In my home also same thing. I asked the same question to my mother. Why 20 pictures? My mother gave me like this. You ask her mother, she says, my mother gave like this. But if you see, we have changed a lot. How many of you agree? Hairstyle changed, everything changed. But one thing we don't change is the puja room, it doesn't change. We have fear to remove it. What will happen if I don't remove? Then what will happen if I remove? But ladies and gentlemen, this class is beginning from there. So I also started like that. Eventually something has changed in my life. And I gave up my job in America. I also became a monk and continuing for more than 2 decades now. So this is Rupa Goswami, Lord Chaitanya's immediate disciple. And he says, goal of life is not credit card or green card, because that will be there only 20 years. In this eternity, human life of 100 years is nothing. In this eternity, human life of maximum 100 years is not even a flash. Alexander came 326 BC. World was different. 5,000 years ago, Krishna came, spoke Bhagavad Gita. 2,005 years ago, what is it? Chandragupta came, stayed for some time. 2,000 years BC, in the Western world, Jesus Christ came, stayed for some time. And 326 BC, Alexander, he tried to conquer. 7th century, Shankaracharya came for some time, stayed. 10th century, Ramanuja came, preached and stayed for some time. 13th century, Madhvacharya came, stayed for some time. 15th century, Lord Chaitanya came, Krishna himself, he gave this philosophy, Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, and he gave Bhakti tradition. So time is eternal. at least for some time in this material world. What is that? Time, it keeps on moving. Kalosmi loka kshayakrit pravritha lokan samahartamiham pravritta. Krishna tells in Gita, when he showed the universal form, Arjuna asks, who are you? Time, Maya. In the form of time, I take everything from everybody. Because of the power of time, beautiful cinema star has to become grandmother or grandfather. That's the power of the time. So if you understand, our presence in this world is very temporary. Whole of life, Rupa Goswami explains, go back to spiritual world. Self-realization. These type of words are not so much used anymore in the Hindu tradition. Maybe 30, 40 years ago, they used to use a lot. Goal of life is self-realization. Now they don't use it. Goal of life is making money. That's it. But a person who is driven for spiritual life should have one understanding. Goal of life is self-realization. Especially Lord Chaitanya says, what is the goal of life? Love of God. First time I heard. Until I came to Bhakti tradition, I heard goal of life is liberation. But Lord Chaitanya, first time he changed it. No, first time I heard it. He didn't change it. I heard first time. Bhakti tradition is always there. What is the goal of life? Love of God. Prabhupada came to America. He told Americans, I am not giving anything new. It is already there in your heart. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabnoy Sravanadi Suddha Chitti Koriye Uday. The love of God is in your heart. But today it is covered with dust. Lot of impurity. Dhomena vriyate vahnihi yata darsho malena cha tatol bena vruto garbhas tadati nidhama vrutam. The way fire is covered by smoke, the way mirror is covered with the dirt, the way child is covered by the womb of the mother, that way our pure knowledge of love of God, our pure Krishna consciousness is covered by lust. Lust means desire to enjoy independent of Krishna. That is the only reason why we are continuing in the cycle of birth and death. You've taken birth in 1980, add another 80 years. You'll stay that much longer. In 20s and 30s, like body is a vehicle of enjoyment. Same body in 50s, vehicle of suffering. Somebody calls you, you are 25, you came to America 30. Hey, can you come to the party? Oh yes, we'll come to the party. But the same person, you, after 30 years, can you come to the party? There is a pause. I will come. But do you have a lift or staircase? No, we have staircase, no lift. And I cannot come. Do you have a plant-based diet, non-spicy? Because I have a lot of acidity problem. I cannot come. So many ifs and buts will come. Why? Your body changed. In 20s and 30s, body is a vehicle of enjoyment. In 50s, 60s onwards, body is a vehicle of and people of 20s and 30s cannot understand this because they are not at the 60s. But if you are intelligent, you learn from others' experience. So the goal of life should be this vehicle, body is a vehicle only. If you can utilize this vehicle, I am honest with you, you will attain the perfection of life. Rupa Goswami, with the great endeavor, is telling you, this verse is the essence of whatever I am telling. Kalam nayad akilam itidu upadesharam. So entire Bhagavad Gita, 700 verses. What is the essence of Gita? Krishna is telling, surrender unto me. Now Rupa Goswami is telling how to surrender to Krishna. Yes, why should I surrender to Krishna? Like Christianity and Islam, for us also God is one. He is very attractive. Akarsha yati iti Krishna. God is a person, it is Krishna. Bhakti means Bhakta is eternal. Process of Bhakti is eternal. God, Bhagavan is eternal. So what he is telling? You are taking these births because of your uncontrolled mind, uncontrolled desires. So Vyasadeva, in his deep meditation, he saw the spiritual sky with all the planets. And he saw this, especially Golok Vrindavan, the topmost Vaikuntha planet. In that he saw two compartments. It is explained. One compartment Krishna Lila goes on, another compartment Lord Chaitanya, Gaur Lila goes on. If you are attracted to Radha and Krishna, you'll go here, and no need to come back again. Why should I stay with my family only 30 years? Why should I stay with my family only 40 years or 50 years? Why can't I stay with my family? Why can't I stay with my family? I'm sorry. What I did, I copied something, that's it. No problem. So, why can't I stay with my family eternally? Somebody says, Arya, you want me to stay with them eternally? Oh, that's difficult. You know, 30 years is enough. You know. So if you say like this, I don't have an answer. But I'm sure you love your children, you love your family, everyone, right? So that's true. This is just now you recited Brahma Samhita. Venam Kurnanta Maravinda Dalaya Taksham Barahabatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Visesha Sobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Krishna is there in the spiritual world, performing these wonderful leelas with his devotees. Goal of life is to go there. When you write your engineering entrance, you get to choose which engineering you want to get into. You have chosen electrical. When you choose, any electrical engineers here? Electrical engineers. Okay, only one hand, that's it. Mechanical? Detroit, right? Okay, mechanical. Computer science? Okay. So people of computer science, you have no idea about mechanical engineering, right? Because you studied only that. People of mechanical engineering, you have no idea about electrical because you studied that. People of mechanical have no idea about metallurgy. People of metallurgy have no idea about chemical. People of all these engineering departments, they have no idea about spiritual science. They know about computer science. But spiritual science is also an engineering department. If you try this, it will come with you after this life also. Other engineerings I mentioned, they'll end with body. They'll end with the body. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling, Vidyara Vilase. There's a nice song. Means whatever the material knowledge I have, I'm ready to leave this world. But it is burden it is like a burden of ass on my mind. I want to focus on Krishna because I want to go back to Krishna, this place. But then what? All the things I studied in my life, it is coming. I should have emptied my mind by this time. I want to go there. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote 100 books about spiritual life. I mean, he's talking about us. He's a Nitya Siddha devotee. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we utilize, like other engineering departments, if we utilize this department, spiritual science department, that knowledge will come with us. It will take us to the spiritual world. Now, a role of mind in the next life. Now I have a story to tell you. Should I hear? You want to hear? Yad bhavam tad bhavati. One day I told many times, long ago. Some of you may not know. So one day, one gentleman, he went to, he's actually a British. Real story happened. I know him very well. So he went how many of you been to Empire State Building, New York City? So likewise in London, there's also a tower. He reached the tower to see the skyline of London, so all the towers. He came, he was looking like this. Real story. Anyway, I'll tell you. Actually, one day one gentleman came to New York from London. He came and he told his whole story, and he said at the end, you want to know who that person is? He said, yes, the story is amazing. He said, it's me. He said, wow. What is the story? So what this gentleman claimed, and he was seeing the skyline of London, because it was a tower. He was looking around and suddenly he developed a desire and he wanted to look like this, like this. He stretched his legs and looked like this down. And his eyes rolled, zip, he fell down from the tower. Fell down. Then the movie started. What all he did in his life. How many cows he ate, the dog he pet, the people he hated, all the things in his life. It was going like a movie. He was watching that. It takes some time, right? He was falling down. Suddenly, one floor, one big pole was there. And as he was falling down, his hand fell like this. His hand fell like this, immediately grabbed it. When he grabbed it, nature came to know, oh, this guy is not going to die. Whatever the vision he was watching, disappeared. And he was holding that pole, shivering. Like, British London. Immediately they made a phone call, and the fire department came. I think he found some place to put his legs. In that he was hanging actually. Fire department was a big endeavor. Fire department slowly brought him down and took him to hospital. He did not sustain injuries, but he was in deep shock. So he said he was discharged on third day hospital because he did not sustain any injuries. First question he got into his mind, I almost died. Anybody who's going to die will see that movie. How many of you like movies? Everyone will see that movie. Whether you see any movie or not, that movie everyone has to see. Whatever you have done in your life. He said, I don't even remember. I have done all these things, but that day I was watching. Wow. So as a Britisher, he felt his local religion may not give answers to his questions. So he went to a bookstore where books on Eastern religion are sold. Can I get Bhagavad Gita as it is, old tradition, not new one? So he went and what he did, he purchased. So he started seeing, he saw Buddhism, Taoism, and all different books in Indians. So then what happened? Not this book, actually the old one. But anyway, it's not there. That's okay. So what happened? Then he saw some he read first time Gita. Oh, what is Gita? Gita also so many versions. There are 600 versions of Gita. But one book, what he did, he turned like this. He read the name, Bhagavad Gita as it is. He turned like this. And it's not this picture. If you see the old versions, Prabhupada will be like this, head high. He saw the picture. So he saw the books on Taoism. He saw the books of Buddhism, Karma, Dhamma, all these things. But he picked up Bhagavad Gita as it is. He saw this Prabhupada head high. He said, this person knows something. He purchased this book. That's why. So he purchased this book and, no, not this. So keep it back. And he purchased the book. Because of his inquisitiveness, he finished Bhagavad Gita in 3 days. How many days? 3 days. And he came to this verse. Yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam iveti kaunteya sada tadbhav bhavita. Whatever Arjuna, whatever state, whatever you think at the time of death, whatever is your mental state, you will attain that state for sure. Or when he read this verse, he shivered. So I was going to become a cow, or I was going to become my pet dog. These are the pictures he was watching. But the next verse he read, Antyakale chammami va smaran muktva kalevaram yaprayati samudbhavam yatinas tatra samsayaha. However, Arjuna, if you can remember me, if you can think of me at the time of death, you will attain me. And the next verse is in the Bhagavad Gita, okay, this is my board, 15th chapter. You come here. Once you come here, you don't go back. This is the goal of life. You really want to know what he did? Ladies and gentlemen, first thing, he gave up his job. He became a monk. His name is Sanatan Goswami Das, initiated in ISKCON. He was so inspired, you don't need to, but he told his whole story, probably it happened 15 years ago. So Rupa Goswami says, this whole verse is based on that. Whatever you think of, you'll become that. If you are a very sincere student, what you will do? You join in September, you know, next May exams are going to come. What you will do? You know, so afternoon, if you're in America, you'll play basketball. If you're in India, you'll play cricket. You know, I don't know what mothers do. Some games they'll play, but in the evening, you will open your books. Every day you'll read 1 or 2 hours. You'll finish college assignments and, you know, you'll finish every 2 hours only you'll work. Am I right or not? Midterms are coming, you'll prepare. But some students, going to college is my duty. Keep me out of college is professor's duty. Some people are like that. What they will do? They will open the books in March, 2 months before exams. Then the fear starts. Yes, sir. Some people are intelligent, they'll get along. Of course, they'll come out, no problem. So we are talking about the sincere students here. If you consider that the student life as one life, this life also, one exam we have to write. What is that one exam? Antye Narayana Smriti Etavan Sankhi Yogabhyam Swadharma Paranishtaya Janmalabha Puram Pumsam Antye Narayana Smriti. One exam you have to write. What is that? Remembering Krishna at the last second or last minute of my life. Because that pictures will come before you also. But you have to choose a Krishna picture. Krishna has to come, first of all. For you to get Krishna picture in that, all pictures will come. Okay, your brother will come, your sister will come, your spouse will come, your children will come, your bank account will come, your green card will come, credit card will come, everyone will come. But you should pray for you to come get Krishna in that pictures. Even once in a week you come here, 24 into 7, how much? 168. Out of 168, come and do 2 hours. You know, you want green card, credit card, what card? Come and worship Krishna, because if you 2 hours in a week you worship, definitely in the 100 pictures, 2 pictures will be Krishna pictures. Because 2% is Krishna in your 1 week. How many of you are understanding? But you choose that or not, that's a different thing. But out of 90, 100 pictures, 2 pictures, because 2% you are giving in a week. How many of you are liking the math here? But what if you make every day 2 hours? What do you make your whole life? You know, if you bathe in Krishna consciousness, and of the life, out of 100 pictures, Krishna only come, that is the today's session. But that's not practical, you know, because I have to focus on my career, not I mean you. You know, focus on children and focus on so many things. So I want to get best from Bhagavad Gita as Arjun wanted from Krishna. So that's perfectly all right. Because Krishna knows this. What Krishna will do? Out of 98, 100 pictures, 2 pictures will come. Krishna will take your head and will stick it there. You see only this. And you will see and you'll go back to Godhead. How many of you are liking this? Liking or not? So Krishna is telling that's how you get best from both the worlds. Right? So what happened? That is Lord Chaitanya's grace. Lord Chaitanya knew knew our conditioning. That's why he's very magnanimous. What is the role of mind in our life? Maharaj Bharat, because of whom India got the name Bharat. You know, he remembered the deer he was petting. And then one day deer was missing. He started writing songs on deer. Where are you? Kidhar gaya? So what is that? I'm sorry, the pictures are shifting. So one day, actually, he was feeling separation. Actually, just before meeting the deer, that's how Maya works. He started seeing Vasudeva, Krishna. He started seeing him. He attained Bhava stage. Very soon he would attain Prema. But that time Maya came in the form of a deer. Maya did not come in the form of Rambha, Urvasi, Menaka for him. Maya came in the form of a deer. And he started petting the deer, and instead of becoming Krishna conscious, he became deer conscious. Vishwamitra Muni went to forest to attain perfection. In his sadhana, one day Manaka came, instead of Krishna conscious, he became Manaka conscious. He gave it up. But of course, he realized. So likewise, he became deer conscious. And one day he was in search of the deer. And he fell down from the top of the mountain. He was severely injured. This is all mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Then the deer came. He felt his son was, son was standing next to him, this deer. And with so much of love, he was actually in embrace, putting his hand around the deer, embracing it. His consciousness fully mixed with the, deer. Can you see this picture? He became deer conscious. Next life, he became a deer. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. Yad bhavam became a deer. Actually, somebody sent a video recently. Deer dancing for Hare Krishna Kirtan. So I said, birth number 2. Actually, I have video somewhere if you want. But anyway, so this is a little clear. So what we will do? So that's why what we have to do is we should train ourselves. You understood the role of mind, right? What is the role of the mind? Anything you remember at that time, you will become that. Rupa Goswami says, why not you remember Krishna? How many of you are understanding? Why? If you remember Krishna, you'll go back to Krishna. If you remember something else, you'll come back here. One devotee made a nice statement. We all have good, some people have good karma, some people have bad karma. Some people have so many desires. This devotee said, person A, he wanted to become rich in next life. He worked very hard. Person B also wanted to become rich in the next life, but he had a lot of bad karma. Person A had a lot of good karma, next life he became a rich man. Person B had good and bad karma together, he became a dog in that house next life. He became a dog in the same home next lifetime, dog of a rich man. How many of you are understanding? So we have to be really careful with what our options are. So what is Rupa Goswami telling? Be very careful with your impressions. Dangerous. Because at that, can you somebody see this? What is this?
Function and death.
Function and death. At the time of death, your mind, your intelligence, they'll come together. Mind means Maya, all your desires. Intelligence means, this is what is good for me. Only devotees can choose what is good. Non-devotees, they don't know what is really good for them. Non-devotees, I want Prime Minister position. But devotees, I want Krishna. Your mind may present so many desires, but Buddhi knew. What is Hare Krishna? Sharpen your intelligence. Control the mind. What is Hare Krishna mantra? Sharpen your intelligence. Control the mind. So devotees, even though you have so many desires, so many attachments, but your buddhi is saturated with Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So that time, out of 100 pictures, you want name? I don't want. You want Prime Minister? I don't want. You want a cinema star? I don't want. You want a superstar? I don't want. You want Krishna? Yes, I want. Because your buddhi is saturated with bhakti and Krishna. So now let us go. How to train our mind? If you are a genuine student who studies every day 2 hours to prepare for the exam next year, May, likewise, we should do that. Rupa Goswami is telling, reside in Vraj under the shelter of advanced devotees. Think of Krishna Leela. So you all leave America and go to India and increase the land prices there? No. Don't increase don't go there and increase the land prices. Stay where you are. Sthane sthita shrutikata tanuan manobir. Don't change anything. So you're married, you want to have children, please have children. You want to make money, you want to become a CEO, please become that. But Add Krishna to your life. So this is Vrindavan. And stay in the association of devotees. Shakespeare says, show me your friends, I'll tell you who you are. If your friends are devotees, you'll become devotee anyway. Right? Now, what is very important? You have to slowly transform the mind. It is filled with, it's saturated with metal impressions, unwanted stuff. How many of you agree? My mind has nonsense, I don't know how to take it out. We are trained to speak very well. But if you take the mind out and start writing everything, you prepare a document and give it to your colleague, he will never invite you for lunch. He will never invite you for lunch. You're so bad. You're so, I don't need to help. Am I right or not? My mind is also like that. So we are trained to speak nicely. So now we have to what? Let me tell you, first of all, you cannot make your mind empty. You cannot make your mind empty. Mind has to be replaced. It cannot be emptied. $1 million statement. Mind cannot be emptied. It has to be replaced. Whatever your bad desires are to be substituted with good desires. Please don't think you can empty it. It can never be emptied. There is no vacuum in mind. Mind means Maya, Krishna says in Gita. So what we do, you fill the mind with the positive stuff, spiritual stuff. So now the process. That's why Hare Krishna means we teach a Bhakti Yoga process. What is the end goal? Go back to spiritual world and be with Krishna because we came from there. How to go back? Fractional distillation process. What is that? So remember Krishna all the time. And Krishna's anything, Krishna means Krishna Nama, Krishna name, Krishna's name, Rupa, Krishna's form, Guna, Krishna's qualities, Leela, Krishna's Leela's pastimes. So now I am taking you to the next stage. What is this? Can somebody read nearby?
Different stage of remembrance.
Different stages of remembrance. Application. I really congratulate that you're all choosing this. So after this, we have to go here. But let us go to the next screen. So, okay, I have a question for everyone. We have to remember Krishna. That's what I said, right? Different stages of remembrance. What is the goal up to here? Remember Krishna. What is the goal up to here? Remember Krishna. Now, I am giving a test to all of you before we go here. We will all chant. Don't see, close your eyes. Don't see Krishna because you'll see him. Close and chant. And you remember what is coming into your mind. There is a devotee by name Ravindra Suraprabhu, Guru in ISKCON. He says, anything you want to forget, but it is coming again and again and again, means you have an attachment for that. Something is coming again and again into your mind. It means you have an attachment for that. Even if you say, no, I don't have. The reality is you have attachment for it. So now let us close our eyes and chant for 1 minute. Let mind wander, whatever, but if you can focus, great. So whatever pictures are coming, you should know you're attached to that. You should know you're attached to it. It may be a problem. It may be whatever you like. So Krishna says in Gita, Raga Desha Muktestu Vishyanandriyas Charan Atmavasyar Videyatma Prasadamati Gacchati. Hey, Krishna says attachment, aversion. Not good. Because anything you're attached to, you'll become that. Anything you hate, you'll become that. That's why all these so-called religions, it's like, I'm a Hindu, I hate Muslim. Next lifetime will become Muslim and hate Hindus. So what is best? These are all rubber stamps. I am a soul, part and parcel of Krishna. So I should go back to Krishna. That's why when we distribute Bhagavad Gita, we don't tell anybody, this is a Hindu book. What do we say? This is a book of 4 yogas. We give this book to Muslims, we give it to Christians also. Why? Anyway, soul is not a Hindu soul. Soul is a soul. Hindu is also a soul, Christian also soul, Muslim also soul. Amara, I have understanding. You're understanding, right? So we say this is a spiritual science, a book of 4 yogas. It is for everyone. So one day one person said, I am a Muslim. Hey, you'll become a better Muslim if you take this book. Because it says you're a soul. This book doesn't say you're a Muslim. Or this book doesn't say you're a Christian. This book doesn't say you're a Hindu. There's a book of 4 yogas. How many of you are understanding? It's a process where you will go back to Godhead. Because it's all mind. Not that Christian mind will go one way, second Hindu mind will go one way, one place, and Muslim mind will go to another place. Not like that. We'll all go to one place only. Names may be different. So now it's an application. Don't read this. See the screen, close your eyes. You keep on chanting Hare Krishna and you assess your mind. But actually, no, there is a problem here, because if you chant Hare Krishna, devotees will remember Krishna anyway. So what I will do, just to give you an experience, let us not chant Hare Krishna. Close your eyes and watch on your mind for 1 minute. See what comes into your mind. That is what you are right now attached to. So don't feel bad, but it is telling you. Then this actually a whole session in another 25 minutes. It's an application only. Ready? Okay, 1 minute. 152, we'll go to 153. Close your eyes and observe your mind. Stop. Those of you who forced to remember Krishna, you tried your best. Those of you who just observed your mind, you got whatever things you are thinking of, you're worried for, you're attached to. How many of you agree? For somebody, family, for somebody, green card, for somebody, health issue, for somebody, parents, somebody, right? Now, from there we are going. Ready? Should we go forward? Okay, now, so what we have to do, the goal of life is remember Krishna at the time, at the last minute of my life. So I have to train my mind so that I will attain that. So Rupa Goswami says, different stages of remembrance. This is actually, it's a little messed up, but it is called a Shravana Dasa. What is it called? Shravana Dasa means you come here and regularly hear. Or read Gita every day for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, not more than that. It will cause indigestion. I'm joking. You can read 2-3 hours also, but at least 10 minutes. What if you read Gita? So, hearing is very important. Shravana Dasa. If you keep on hearing, actually I'll tell you, needless to say, everyone please come forward. If you meet a person and somehow you're attached to them 20 years ago, you'll never forget them actually. Especially in privacy if you meet. Power of senses and power of mind. But anyway, so when we hear about Krishna, or if you read Gita every day, read Bhagavatam stories, hear from devotees, hear from Srila Prabhupada, you all should know, devotees, brahmacharis, used to live in India for a long time. As soon as they get up, those days we used to have tape recorders. Would turn on Prabhupada voice. Prabhupada is a pure devotee, would listen. Even now we turn on. Because you listen about Krishna. Shravanadasa, listen. So 4 years you studied electrical engineering. Now you know the intricacies of electrical. 4 years you studied computer science. You know the intricacies of computer science. You can write programs, you can edit whatever. So likewise, 4 years if you hear about Krishna, you know about Krishna. So hearing. You know, that's why in Hare Krishna tradition, we call it mantra meditation. Meditation is directly connected with the mind. Meditation is connected with the mind. So what we are doing, we are training our mind to remember Krishna so that we can remember Krishna at the time of fantastic. So now, as you keep on hearing from devotees, oh, Krishna is so wonderful. Krishna is amazing. Actually, one day Krishna went, all the devotees, his friends, and he took the cows. And they all drank the water of Yamuna, this lake. And because this lake was poisoned by Kaliya, they all died. Krishna went there, they all died. Krishna just glanced at them. Krishna's nectarine glance brought them back to life. Krishna became upset. I'm telling a story. There is an application after this. Please listen carefully. So Krishna said, my friends, this snake, this is a spiritual world, replica spiritual world Vrindavan, and this snake is causing disturbance, cause of death to my cows and my friends. Krishna said, no, it's not good. Krishna became upset. What he did like this, and he did. He climbed a tree and he took his hair, he tied it, and he jumped in the lake. He jumped in the lake, and this lake caused a big splash. Actually, Kaliya had 100 hoods, and this poison was so powerful, a bird flying in the sky would, these vapors, poisonous vapors would touch the bird, and the birds would fall down dead. That much poisonous Kaliya was. But Krishna is a death to death personified. So when he jumped in the lake and started freely swimming in the waters, Kaliya couldn't take it. The 7-year-old boy is so beautiful. Banapida Natavarava Pukarnayo Karnikaram Vibratva Sakanakapi Sambajayanti Chamalam Randran Vendradra Sudayo Porian Gopavrinde Vrindaranyam Supadarvanam Pravishad Gita Kuti. This verse describes the beauty of Krishna as he would walk to Vrindavan playing on the flute. That is the beauty of Krishna. But that Krishna, very interestingly, though he was swimming in the waters and the water was going in his mouth and he was swimming, Kaliya saw Krishna with surprise. He didn't die. And he was swimming fearlessly. So he became so upset. And he came, and what he did? He coiled Krishna. So with his tail, what he did in his coils, he caught Krishna and he bound Krishna with his coils and tam prekshaniya sukumar ghanavadatam srivatsakam stubadaram smita sundarasya. So beautiful. Even smile is beautiful. But because his heart was filled with envy, the beauty of Krishna did not satisfy Kaliya, but it increased only envy. How can you do this? How can you fearlessly swim in my lake? How can you not die even touching these waters? And Sandasya Marma Srishya Bhujyach Chada, he bit on the chest of Krishna. But beauty Krishna did not die. But what happened? He appeared like he fainted. He appeared lifeless, not fainted. And Yashoda, everyone came. And Yashoda from distance, she saw Krishna. Yashoda would think my son would step on the pebbles and it would hurt his feet. Yashoda would meditate from the kitchen. Yashoda's meditation is only one thing. Yashoda meditates on 3 things. You want to know what Yashoda would meditate on 3 things? How many of you want to? Krishna, 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 only one. Nothing else. That is Krishna. That is fully Krishna conscious. Being present in the kitchen, she would meditate on the forest. My son, I wish he doesn't step on the rock. I wish a demon would not come and attack him. I wish, he has already eaten. Wow. Sridhar Swami says Yashoda's anxiety Yashoda's anxiety is the topmost samadhi. There is a word here. Can you see that word? What is that word? No one has ever attained this day on Vatsalya Ras. Radha Gopal Bhavan ki, Taipat Pawan Garu Bhavan ki. Should I continue or should I end it? Prasadam or continue? Okay. So when Yashoda came and saw, her life was bound in the coils. Krishna was bound in the coils of Kaliya, and Krishna is appearing lifeless. In 1 second, she fainted. And Nanda Maharaj wanted to enter, but Balramji said, "No, father, don't, no. If you touch the waters, you'll die." But Balramji cannot stop. He's also a small child. So what Balramji did with his eyes, he stopped everyone. He has the power. Nobody knew. So what he did, he stopped everyone with his glances. He's like, this was the good days. But with Balram, with the father, he held his father. "No, dad, you cannot go inside." Then Balramji thought, "This is a water snake. My brother is making this much mess. He never did this with me. I'm Ananta Sesh. But he's playing with him. But no, father, no, you cannot go there." They don't know what to do. And they were watching this. Krishna was in the coils of Kaliya for 1 hour. Then they all reached at the verge of death. They were singing, all the gopis started singing songs. How Krishna would, would play with the different gopas. But they couldn't take it. They were this much close to them, they will die. Krishna understood they will not live. Then what he did, he expanded, and Kaliya could not hold him. Kaliya released him. So anyway, to cut the story short, Krishna jumped on his heads, and when he started kicking with dancing on the heads of Kaliya, hoods of Kaliya, he vomited all the poison. Then he started vomiting blood. He was on the verge of death. Somebody tells you a story, it's a meditation. So if you come here or if you read regularly, what happens? Hearing will take you to the next level. Varanadasa. Varanadasa means acceptance. For outsider, Britishers' great thing they did was everything in India is mythology only. Because what is the backbone of Indian culture? What is the backbone of India? Culture and spirituality. Mark Twain, who is actually a Britisher, he says, in the area of spirituality, there is only 1 millionaire. You learn from that, especially Bhakti originates from India. So, no, it is not a mythology, this is history. Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago. So, Varanadasa, if you keep on reading, hearing, what is the English word there? Varanadasa means acceptance. 4 years you study your engineering, you will accept. If I do this, and I will get, when, cathode and anode, you will get electricity. You do the research, you'll get that. Oh, it's real. Likewise, again and again you hear, then devotees will tell you, chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So what I did, now, Varanadasa means acceptance. I am showing a picture. So these pictures, and now you are hearing the story, you are watching them. And Rupa Goswami explains in that story, there are 5 rasas, 5 mellows. What are the 5 mellows, devotees? Santa, passive, Santaras, Dasyaras, servitorship, Sakyaras, friendship, Vatsalya, parental, Madhurya, conjugal. So you can worship, you can meditate on Krishna, these 5 mellows. Your initial chanting, your initial chanting, you may just focus, but as you come here and again and here, you will accept, yes, Krishna is reality, spiritual world is reality, and I am part and parcel, Krishna is reality. And My goal is to go back to God. It is reality. That's how it happens. How wonderful is Rupa Goswami? What he is telling? He is telling, you go to other temples. What do you want? You know, that Baba, this Baba, green card I want. Once you get the green card, you will stop going there. Or to retain it for next level, you'll continue. But here, Rupa Goswami is giving a process whereby you will attain your ultimate goal. Because today you're convinced you are this body. Rupa Goswami is changing that conviction. A, you're not the man, you're not the woman, you're not an engineer, you're not a doctor, you're not a professor. Who are you? Spirit, soul, part and parcel of Krishna. Soul means tiny. No, you're not tiny. So this Gopa, you may be a Gopa, or you may be a cow. You may be a deer. If you're in Santaras, either you're a peacock, or you're a tree, Kalpavruksha tree, or a deer, or a cow. Or if you're a servant of Krishna, you know you're servants of Krishna, Dasyaras. Or you're a friend of Krishna, you're one of the friends of Krishna. You'll meditate in that. Or, I'm sorry, what is that? Which one I want to show? You're in parental, you know, Vatsalaras. You may be associate of Yashoda or servant of Yashoda, elderly Gopa or elderly Gopi. Or you're worshipper of Radharani in Gopis, you're in Mathuridas. So slowly Krishna, Rupa Goswami, if you follow this process, he is getting rid of you, getting you out of the bodily concept. He is not telling you you're not 206 bones, blood, flesh and marrow body, but you're a spirit soul. Soul means 10 power minus 4. No, that is a form. Which form? So you may be a Gopi or Gopa. You may be younger Gopi or younger Gopa, that's Mathuridas. You may be friendly relationship with Krishna, that is Sakyaras. You may be servant of Krishna, or you may be a cow, or you may be a Kalparuksha tree, or you may be a deer. As you keep on meditating, you will become that. Yadbhavam. So if you keep on doing every day 2 hours, one day you'll go back to Godhead. But in between, Rupa Goswami is telling you can go to Niagara first, no problem. So he's not stopping you. You know, or Ekadasi idli you can eat, Ekadasi pasta you can eat, Ekadasi pizza you can eat, no problem. But what? Keep this meditation every day. Now, let us do. I told a story and I showed 5 pictures. We'll chant for 2 minutes. Which picture you'll meditate? Let us see. Because as you keep on coming here, so that's, I have to tell you that also. As you know, you'll accept Krishna is the reality for me. And Smarana, chanting, Shravanaman Kirtanam, you chant, you hear, then it will lead to remembrance. Smaranam. See how wonderful the followers of Lord Chaitanya are. They're giving an easy process. They're telling you get married, have children, no problem. You become a CEO, no problem. But you do this every day, you'll come back to Godhead. This is a science, not a spiritual. This is not a sentiment. How many of you understanding? So now what we do? So when you remember, remembrance, initially just chant and hear. But as you keep on doing it, one day the Krishna you love will come. Name will take you to the form. Name will take you to the form. Should I prove? Okay, how many of your parents in India? Or how many of your parents in America? Now you call your mom or dad. Say, dad or mom, say from the other side, yes, how are you? The moment you hear the voice, you will see them. How many of you agree? You know where they stand. You know how they are standing. So the sound is, name is taking you to form. Krishna's name, what is the name? The mantra, everyone. So how you will attain the self-realization? That form will take you to qualities, guna. Like, you know, Krishna is so sweet. Krishna is so amazing. Hey, he became a taxi driver for Arjuna. You know, he is a protector of devotees. He broke his promise for Bhishma. As you hear, no, I agree. You know, there's a lot of devotees. He came. Draupadi just called Krishna and Govinda. Krishna was there. Lilies unlimited service. Amazing. As you are hearing these things, then you'll Leela, you'll see that in your mind. I know many of you know the stories, they're all registered. Means out of the 100 pictures, 50 pictures that'll come. How many of you agreeing? Now let us cement that more. So what I will do, so we'll chant Hare Krishna because Krishna's name will take to the form and qualities and pastimes, Leela, and you will be there in that. It will not happen at the death. If you do sincerely know, you will be there even now also. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll attain self-realization. Whatever is supposed to happen at the time of death, it will happen today only. Or it will happen after 5 years only. But it will happen. So now what we'll do? Let us chant for 1 minute. And what I told a story, I showed so many pictures. And which one you are attracted to? We are not attracted to only one. It's all different because we are unique. Ready? Close your eyes and what we have to chant though. Chant and hear and see what you can do. The pictures are there. So let us see. Together. But don't chant in rhythm. Because if you chant in rhythm, you listen others' voice. If you chant your own, you listen your own voice. If those who want to see can see. Hare Krishna. Actually, one sorry, please. We have to remember Prabhupada is a guru. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Itana. Namaste Saraswati Kauravani Prachar Nirviseshan Nari Paschatista. Lord Chaitanya has given the process. If you worship Lord Chaitanya, he'll take you to Krishna easiest way. So we'll remember Panchatattva mantra also. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta. Now we'll do this. Start. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Stop. Actually, in 1 minute, it is not easy. It takes time. 2-3 hours, then it will come. But I just want to give an experience. I know in 1 minute it will not happen. When chanting is very good and hearing is very good, it will translate into Smaranam. What it will translate into? Smaranam. And you will remember. Sometimes people ask, how do I know my chanting is very good? How do I know my mantra meditation is very good? Very simple. If your chanting is very good and hearing is very good, the Krishna that you like will come. You don't need to forcefully bring. He'll come automatically. What is it called? Smaranam. Ladies and gentlemen, by this time, you are hearing, for you, Krishna is a reality, and you are remembering him. Should I continue? Now, the remembrance is 5 stages. Remembrance is it's a science like first year, second year, third semester, fourth semester. Likewise, Rupa Goswami is taking. How many of you are liking it? It's like, trust me, I am in the last semester. Once you're here, you're in the last semester of Bhakti. But of course, you'll continue because you'll get a job of Bhakti only, serving Krishna. Right? Education is complete. So when you're doing hearing and chanting, I want everyone close your eyes and say 3 times Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare. So 3 times only. So So you have chanted, you have heard. It's a bank account that will come with you. It is changing your mind. It is cementing your relationship with Krishna. It is taking you out of the bodily consciousness. And it is untying the knots of material existence. It is taking you closer and closer to Krishna. These are all happening simultaneously. You don't know. But then, now please, it's already 2:15. I'll finish in 5 minutes. Initially, Krishna will come where your meditation is intense. He'll come and go. Ting, he'll come for 1 second, 2 seconds. You don't need to forcefully bring, but he'll disappear. Means he'll give a little sweet. Hey, this process works. I'm just following your process. It is working for really. Why then you say, why you're not staying? Hey, your mind is not pure yet. No, you want me or green card, you're telling green card. You're not telling me, are my family or children or that this, so many things you want, but you also want me. You want 99 things you want this also. But I'm coming. But then what is? So after some time, can somebody read this word? That Krishna stays there. That 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Or I'm telling you, if you have Krishna for 5 seconds, or even Lord Chaitanya for that fact, like you'll be in ecstasy actually. Ecstasy means I can't even describe it. It's called Avang Manasa Gocharam. It is beyond sense perception. It is not like chocolate. The chocolate is scraping of the tongue. This is a soul enjoying. Directly the object that soul wants is Krishna. So that Krishna stays. What is the third stage?
Uninterrupted and concentrated.
And concentrated. It's not a blurred image. Clear. Amazing. And once in a while, says, how are you? You're so nice. You're amazing. I'm sorry you're going through a lot. Uninterrupted and concentrated. Then name will take you to form. Form will take you to the characteristics, qualities, and the Leela. Not just Krishna comes, okay, you'll say Krishna taking cows and like this. And it turns, Haribo, disappears. But it stays. What is it called? Can somebody see read this? So the number, his name is not clear. Anusmriti. So Anusmriti means your meditation expands and constant. One lady, she said this, when I start chanting, Krishna Lila immediately begins. I said, you're amazing. I'm not there yet. Yeah, she says she has been joining 40 years. Okay, good. So our hope means if I do 40 years, I'll also hopefully get it. But I need to lead a clean life. Not like morning one life and evening another life. And life known to devotees and devotee unknown to devotees, not like that. That becomes cheating and hypocrisy. So Anusmriti means your meditation expands and becomes constant. The last one, uninterrupted and unceasing Anusmriti is called Samadhi. The word Samadhi comes in 6th chapter of Gita. Then, when you're here, you will come to know your spiritual form, you will come to know your relationship with Krishna, and you will come to know your service with Krishna. Everybody. So in Samadhi, what you will come to know?
Your spiritual form.
Your spiritual form. What is the second one?
Your relationship.
Relationship with Krishna. What is the third one?
Services.
Your services. Means, what spiritual form means? Out of the 5, are you a cow or a deer? Are you a friend of Krishna or a servant of Krishna? Or are you in parent Vatsalyaras? Or are you in conjugal love with Krishna? This one of the 5 for sure. And these 3 things, your service. Devotees in Hare Krishna tradition, I know so many stories. 2 days before leaving the world, they revealed their service, they revealed their form, and they revealed their relationship with Krishna. I have 6 or 7 stories. That is how I know this process works. And I am chanting this mantra year after year after year after year. I know very well I am going forward. So ladies and gentlemen, if you also do it, I see some people are very young. But when you go to the other areas, nobody teaches these things. Okay, hang on, friendships. These friendships in this metal world are temporary. But here, it is a process where the sadhana, the goal is Krishna. Goal is to revive your spiritual form, go back to spiritual world and be there eternally. They never come back to this material world. Krishna says in Gita. So time is running out. So life means choices. Not just chanting, do service also. As much as you can. I'm honest with you. Little, swalpa mapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. It will protect you a little bit. Thank you very much. It's a little late. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. If excuse me if I've spoken anything wrong as your servant, but very grateful for your patient audience. No questions because it's already late. So we'll go for prasad. Actually, if you're interested, I know I did it very fast. Usually I do the last thing for 2 to 3 hours. Meditation, it's a guided meditation. If you're interested, we can do sometime. How many of you are interested? So then what we'll do, we can do one day, not in Sunday feast because it takes 2-3 years. I know by the time I started, it's already, when I came to that line, it's like 152. So like I took it very fast. But I want to tell all of you, it's a science, not a sentiment. But if you do it, you will attain the perfection. In this life, not after death. Thank you very much. So my point to you, those of you not very steady, you may be following other things. I can only tell you, it'll take you very, very long time, maybe million births. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and gave Harinam, gave the process, bhakti process. One lifetime, Srila Prabhupada said, chant 16 rounds, follow 4 regulative principles. I'll take you back to God, Prabhupada said, because he came from spiritual world. So my request to you, don't miss the bus. Don't miss the opportunity. Today, tomorrow will never come. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. And as he said, Janivas Prabhu is coming next week. Amazing personality. Just to see him is the purification of eyes. He has one-to-one connection with Radha Madhav Mayapur. And he's also, actually they're coming for fundraising. But even if you don't give money, no problem, please come. They'll put that, at least, you can touch the Nityananda Prabhu Padakas and Narsingadev, that Chatari blessing. He will give it to everyone. So come and see him and receive the blessings next Saturday, 7:30. He's already 80-year-old, So actually I have so many stories for him to tell, So he's amazing.